And they're off in the Eatontown, and Cali 37 wastes no time going straight to the front, trying to cross over, but Quiet Kitten has something to say about that, and Quiet Kitten is up to take the lead. Zepessa is third, racing on the outside of Bishop's Pond. Then it's a gap of 4, back to Hip Hop and Jazz, racing inside Light in Paris. The favorite Grand Jeté is more than a dozen off this swift early tempo. All in Fun is just outside of her. They're followed by Sean, who's third last, Tin Type Gal second to last, and the early trailer is Tricky Escape. Around the first turn they go, and it's Quiet Kitten, the long shot, leading it by a length, with Cali 37 keeping her honest in second. Zepessa gets a good spot, as does Bishop's Pond along the inside. They're third and fourth and only 2.5 lengths off the lead. Then comes Hip Hop and Jazz, inching up just a bit on the inside of Light in Paris. All in Fun covers Grand Jeté, who's down at the rail, 9 lengths off the lead. Then comes Tin Type Gal, who's 3 wide. Tricky Escape trying to advance along the inside of her, and Sean between those two. Around the far turn they go. Cali 37, Quiet Kitten have been 1-2 throughout. Zepessa with a dream journey makes a 3 wide and bold bid, and Zepessa comes looking for the lead with a 1/4 mile to go, and she takes it. Light in Paris in the orange cap is starting to rally. Grand Jeté is looking for racing room. She's got some run, swinging to the far outside, has to catch Zepessa in the final 1/8 of a mile. Zepessa by a length. Grand Jeté takes off on the far outside, and she comes with beautiful strides. Grand Jeté, in a powerful performance, storms home in the Eatontown. Light in Paris was second. Tricky Escape came from last to be in a photo for third.
Biggest races in the European flat racing scene. It's the Kipco Prix du Jockey Club, and an excellent lineup turning out for the race this year, which is sometimes known as the French Derby, although it's run over a shorter distance than the Derby at Epsom, which took place this year yesterday. Rivet and Plumatic making up the numbers here, and we've got a very interesting runner, Veldgeist, who won the race last year at Saint Cloud, big 2-year-old race in which yesterday's Epsom Derby winner only finished 9th. So that sounds pretty good form now, and there were some other very good 2-year-olds running in that race back at the end of October. It's always a hot race, Group 1. But William Hughes is with me now. It's amazing to think, William, that the horse who finished 9th in that race at Saint Cloud, right at the end of the main summer season, as we went into autumn, should go on to win the Epsom Derby the following year, Wings of Eagles. Only 9th that day.
Yeah, and what does that say about Veldgeist's chance today? Well, probably not a huge amount, actually, but he certainly is a player, being a Group 1 winner. But there is a suspicion with Veldgeist that he'll need a little bit further than this. He ran second at Saint Cloud in a Group 2 last time, and of course the winner was Recoletos, and most people would say no particular reason why he's going to reverse the form today, and I believe Veldgeist has a possible plan to go for the Irish Derby after this, which may be a more suitable 2,400 metre trip. They're the jockeys.
This is the presentation of the jockeys to the crowd, which we get in these Kipco races. Kipco, great sponsors of the racing scene, and they back some of the biggest races in the world racing calendar. And there you can see the jockeys who will be taking part in the race this afternoon. 3 from Godolphin, William Buick on Bay of Poets, James Doyle on Dubai, and Mikel Barcelona on Soleil Marin. It's a particularly interesting runner here, but I think that there are a good mix of horses taking part in this, William, because we've got some who showed good form as 2-year-olds last year. We've got some like Bramato, who won the French 2,000 Guineas, who have been out and won big races this year, and then you've got the likes of Recoletos, who's on a very smooth upward curve at the moment, and looks to be potentially even better than we've seen him so far. He definitely looks to be a big improver.
Yes, and you've got a few unexposed horses like Plumatic, for example, trained by André Fabre, excuses for a defeat on his second run apparently, and he's interesting as one of the unexposed ones, but we've got a bit of everything here, and runners from England and Ireland and France. A very fascinating running of the Jockey Club.
And the horses are about to come in to be inspected by the crowd now in the parade ring, which is immediately behind the grandstand here. Now this is the Epique Series, which is run across the summer season. One slight more problem with him, I think, is that he sometimes comes out of the starting stalls quite slowly. It might just be an issue there, because if he gets behind, then you've got the problem of how to get past the other horses. Do you try to get up the inside rail, you pull wide in the home straight, or wait for the gaps? There's no doubt he's got lots of ability, and you know, when he was asked to pick up from behind at Deauville that day, he really took off between the 2 furlong and 1 furlong poles, or 400 metres, 200 metres marks. He made so much ground, and he went from nearly last right up into the leading group. He's a horse with a lot of class and a good turn of foot.
Yeah, and not only that, he had to show a huge amount of courage, didn't he? When he came up sides the other horse, he just ears back, he poked his nose in front right on the line. You were there, weren't you, Lee? And you must have seen an extremely exciting race, and a horse with real potential.
Is he going to make it a double this afternoon? I mean, any horse that can win 2 classics is something special.
Yeah, he looked really tough and brave. And, Jean-Claude Rouget, trainer, big problems earlier this year with one of his barns and virus, but not affected at all from the barn that Bramateau comes from, and Bramateau looked just so good in the Poulain at Deauville.
That was Watercree going in with Ryan Moore, pink and green. This is Rivet, Frankie Dettori, winner of the Oaks at Epsom on Friday, and also had a good ride on Cracksman in the Derby at Epsom yesterday as well. Very exciting race too. Yesterday's classic in the UK. I wonder if we'll get one as close as that here today. Rivet comes up. William Haggis trains this one at Newmarket, headquarters of Flat Racing in Britain. And only 3 or 4 more to go in now. Valtgeist. I think Valtgeist would have to improve on his first run of this year. He was a top 2-year-old, as we said. He won that really big race at St. Cloud, which has worked out very well. Maybe he needed the run first time this year, and he's better than he looked there. It was a fair second, very soft ground, so there's potential for improvement to get back to his best today. He's actually not over-fancied by the spectators here at Chantilly this afternoon. But if he returns to the form of that St. Cloud run, then that would look very generous. Up comes Plumatic, and Recoletos, the yellow jacket, will be the last one in. And about to go into the stalls, and then we'll be all set for the Kipco Prix du Jockey Club over 2,100 metres. Loaded. And they're off, racing for the Kipco Prix du Jockey Club. Out of the stalls in a fair line. Although Watercree was a bit slow and needed a bit of jostling along early on, but up in front, Be My Sheriff is going to take them along. Rivet is pulling hard, right behind them, needs to settle. Then Taj Mahal is over on the rail and now goes second. Recoletos is wide in the yellow jacket, and then followed by Bay of Poets running in midfield with Valtgeist. Then Plumatic is out rather wide on the track as they race opposite us now, having completed the first 500 metres. Then it's Watercree, who's recovered from that slow start, is up 2/3 down the field, and alongside Soleil Marin. And at the back of the field we have Dubai, who's currently running second last as they go towards the final 1,200 metres. Bramateau is the back marker, some 9 lengths or 10 lengths off the lead. It's Taj Mahal who's got to the front now from Be My Sheriff second with the red cap. Then Rivet still pulling hard against the rail. Recoletos to the outside with the yellow jacket. Then Bay of Poets in the white Godolphin cap up against the inside. Valtgeist in the red jacket running midfield. Then Plumat is out 3 wide on the turn just in front of Soleil Marin. Then Order of the Garter in purple has got 3 behind as they corner. And back then to Watercree, who's now third last. Bramateau is past one, and that one is Dubai as they start to turn in now. On the corner with 600 metres to go as they swing in. And it's Taj Mahal for Aidan O'Brien is going to swing the corner first. Be My Sheriff with the red cap is second as they turn the corner. Rivet in the pink jacket over on the inside going well, finding a gap and working his way through. Recoletos is still there and travelling well. Bay of Poets over near the inside. Order of the Garter is hard driven now, so is Plumatic down wide. They come now inside the final 400 metres. Taj Mahal to the far side. Rivet is now driven alongside. Still there, Be My Sheriff. Here's Recoletos in the yellow and pale blue is challenging now, and as they come to the final furlong, also Valkgeist trying to get into it. Bramato is finishing very fast down the outside, and it's Valkgeist just gets to the front near the finish. Pressed by Bramato. Valkgeist, Bramato, Photo! Recoletos, then far side, it's Taj Mahal. What a fantastic finish to the Jockey Club. Then came in 5th place War Decree, who was staying on a bit at the finish. Well back then to the ones racing in midfield. Bay of Poets couldn't find anything in the home straight, and followed then by Order of the Garter as they start to pull up. Well back the early leaders that included Be My Sheriff, who raced well down the field along with Soleil Marrow, couldn't find anything in the home straight. Which of the two has won, William? It's just as exciting as this in the French 2,000 guineas, and we've seen another brilliant race here this afternoon. It's gone to a photo.
I think number 1 got it on the outside, but
is this the winner, Bramato and Christian de Muro? And Valkgeist went with him. Valkgeist just got his nose in front, didn't he? About 100 metres from the finish. Here we are coming to the line. Bramato this side. Ooh! How close is that? It's on the nod. Bramato and Valkgeist.
Is that closer than I thought?
Recoletos. Taj Mahal to the far side. Then War Decree. Bay of Poets. Order of the Garter. Rivet. Faded in the straight. He pulled too hard early on. That was his undoing. And then Be My Sheriff. Well, Christian de Muro thinks he's won, but has he? Has he won or not? He's getting very excited about it.
I think they've given it as a provisional result.
Yep.
But it looked desperately close, particularly on that second viewing. That he just looks as though he's got it on the line, and you know, the worries that he was going to miss the break, well, I'm not sure, I can't remember, was he slowly away or not, but anyway, his strong surge in the straight looks as though it's got there right on the wine. Valdegeist will run an absolute blinder over trip just short of his best.
He didn't. He was settled at the back, Bramato. He didn't miss the break today, but he was patiently ridden, and he had plenty to do. By the end of the back straight, he had a lot of horses in front of him, but he came storming past them all. About 300 metres from the finish, you could see he was passing horse after horse down the centre of the track, and put himself right into contention. And as he was arriving, so Valkgeist was sticking his nose in front, but provisionally they've gone 1, 2, 5, 4, 9.
We saw that same courage from Bramato that we'd seen at Deauville in the Poulain, just putting his head down right where it matters. Not that Valdegeist stopped battling for a second. An excellent run from Recoletos, another very well fancied horses who'd actually finished ahead of Valkgeist last time. Valkgeist has reversed that placing. Now that is Harry Herbert looking very happy, and of course the Qataris have bought, I think, a half share in Bramato some time ago, and of course it's running in their colours.
Yes, the Al Shakab colours, who have had so many brilliant horses in recent years, and this is another one. He's provisionally, as we say, he is the winner. We just have to wait for that to be made official now. But when that happens, he is a dual classic winner. Now look at him. He's right out second from the right. Silver jacket with the maroon cap. He has passed so many horses between the 400-metre mark and the 200 metres. He really took off, and he's flying home. The red jacket of Valkgeist is just about to get to the front, but only for a matter of strides.
Oh.
No sooner had he got there. Oh, that's what you call a well-timed run. Assuming that it was meant to be that late. He's a very exciting horse, though. We were saying before the race in the French 2000, the Poulain, which this year was run at Deauville rather than at Longchamp. He was a long way back then, and he ran the same race, that between the 400 and the 200. He just took off, and I think horses like him are so exciting to watch, because however far back he gets, it seems that he's got the power in his legs to put himself into contention at the finish.
Yeah, and of course this was a completely different contest. That's a straight 1,600 metres. This is 2,100 metres and round a bend, and either way he's proved that he's a real star performer. Just the third behind Harry Herbert. And of course the winner also owned by Gustave Augustin Normand, who I believe sold a half share to Al Shakab. He's one of France's most successful owners.
Nous allons poursuivre avec le prix qui va être remis à celui qui a fait une nouvelle fois des choses magnifiques sur la piste, qui a cru jusqu'au bout et qui a réussi à s'imposer. C'est bien sûr Christian Desmoreaux qui va être récompensé par Edouard de Rothschild et par David Redvers. Christian Desmoreaux, le grand vainqueur de ce cycle Prix du Jockey ici à Chantilly.
You were talking a bit earlier on, William, about the problems that the winning trainer had had in his yard. I mean, for a while it looked really bad, didn't it? So, but the corner was turned when they won the French 1,000 guineas, and from then they haven't looked back. They've got back into the same old routine now. But for a moment, things look really bad. When you've got something like that going through the yard, you just don't know how long it's going to go on. So they've done well to move on from that and get back into winning mode again.
Yeah, I think Jean-Claude Rouget said that the time before the Poulain was one of the worst of his life. I mean, it was really, some horses died, but it was not in this barn. As you say, he's got so many horses. He trains down in the southwest of France because many of his horses run up